Hey there, September 16th. This is the birthday coach Jeremy Ryan saying you were born for more. You deserve more love, happiness, and success. I hope you achieve that with the secrets of astrology. And this is the love karma of being born on the 16th of September. Now, right off the bat, if you're born on the 16th of September, you're some of the most reliable, dependable, strong-willed people on the planet. Most people that are born on the 16th of September really hold on to the same worldview, their beliefs, their opinions for a long time before we see them evolving or switching up. So this is good for marriage because you want someone that you're married to be practical, dependable, being able to be really steady in their love life. And so that's great. But there are some areas that September 16th can struggle with in their love life, and we want to look at that and talk about that. Probably the number one thing that hurts you in love is your stubbornness. Now, being stubborn is good for success because if you're going to finish college, if you're going to accomplish any entrepreneurial goals, you have to be persistent. People that have a very fixed outlook on life are steady. And usually we think, well, it's the leaps, big jumps and leaps and risk are the winners. But really, people that are very steady, climbing and consistent usually get further in the long run than people that are switching it up all the time. And so that's good for work, for being steady and dependable. But in our love life, some of your ideas about love, some of your opinions about love are so fixed that you're not willing to bend. Now, that may sound good because it's like, okay, I'm not lowering my standards. This is what I believe a marriage should look like, and these are my values. All that sounds good. But in real life, my friend, it takes a little bit of flexibility. It takes a little bit of bending. You don't know it all. You may think you know it. You may have your opinion, but real life is going to throw a curveball at you once in a while, September 16th, to broaden your perspective. Because even though you're one of the most steady, fixed people on the planet, love is about evolving. Our relationships are here to grow us, to evolve us, to help us have a higher perspective. And so there is usually one divorce or a huge heartache when you're younger, if you're born on the 16th of September, that can cause you to shut down your heart from ever opening up again. And this heartbreak and this breakup or divorce really is more than nothing but the universe trying to shake you out of just a limited view of what it means to be in love or a relationship. So you a lot of times can think a relationship is going to look this way, and you put yourself in a box on who you can marry, a box on what you can be in the relationship, what type of relationship. And then somebody comes along. A lot of times for the women, it's a younger man, usually in their 40s. When women that are born on September 16th get in their 40s, a lot of times they have an affair or they have a relationship with a younger man that shakes up all of their ideas of what they shouldn't and couldn't do, and realize that life is much more adventurous and much more open and much more things that you can do that may go beyond your own beliefs or ideas. There could be other perspectives than just what you think is right or wrong. And that just kind of blows the lid off of everything and allows you to grow emotionally, romantically. It allows you to look outside of the boxes that society puts you on and say, I can go after my happiness. I can create my happiness. I can expand my happiness. So really, my advice for people that are born on the 16th of September is it's okay to use your values and your beliefs as a guidepost, but don't make it cement. Don't make it concrete, even though you feel like being so sure about things it is easier. When you're really sure about things, it's easier because you don't have to think about a lot. But rarely is like that sure. And every once in a while, you're going to have to say, you know what? Maybe I'm not right about all what I think we should do in this relationship. Maybe there are other answers. Maybe there's other people I can date. Maybe there's other ways of me being in love. And so really, it's allowing yourself to have more flexibility, to allow yourself to breathe a little bit and realize that the other people can bring ideas to you that are different than yours. So your relationships, a lot of times, it's going to have a partner that will help you see life a little bit more fun, a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more exciting, a little bit more different than maybe your set opinion. So we see you really as you get older, every once in a while, when there's going to be an evolutionary growth in you, we'll see like a major shakeup because you're so steady for so long and you don't like changes because you like to be able to be consistent. The universe usually sends in a big breakup or a shakeup, something to rattle your mind and your heart to get you out of that rut. Now, what is interesting about this is even though you're very strong, consistent, and loyal to the idea of marriage, many times it's hard for you to get your affectional needs met. So we see someone that people look at with a lot of respect, a lot of, like I said, we respect your consistency, we respect your dependability, we respect your faithfulness as far as being faithful to staying in the relationship. Now, many September 16th can have affairs. So the idea that even though you may believe marriage is forever, if you're not happy in that marriage, September 16th will go full around like a lot of people and find ways to justify it and still say they believe in marriage. So you got to kind of make sure that you're just, you're saying one thing but doing another, but you feel justified, making justifications for why you're able to do something that you don't believe in, when really saying, okay, let me expand my beliefs. Let me expand what I'm thinking. Maybe not every situation is black and white. And so usually when the universe wants to shake you up, there'll be that dramatic relationship of someone else that helps you see a higher perspective. So with that being said, why doesn't the September 16th get a lot of their affectional needs met? A lot of times this is because you value being the strong one. You value being the one that people depend upon, the one that everyone looks to keep everything under control, that it's hard for you to admit to your partner that you do have worries, you do have fears, you do have concern, to be vulnerable enough to lower your guard and ask that partner to meet some of the needs that you have about not feeling like you're loved, not feeling like you're worthy. And that's hard because you have a very, once again, an idea that I'm the strong person, I'm the consistent one, I'm the, I got it all together, I can handle anything. But if you want your affections to be met, if you want your heart to be filled, you got to not always be the strong one, always be the one in control, or always be the one that has it all together, but to tell your partner when you're feeling weak or vulnerable or lonely or sad or you need more attention. That doesn't make you needy because you need attention. It makes you human. And so being able to honestly share what's going on. Now, when I said there was a divorce, not all of you, but a lot in September 16th do seem to attract a partner at some time that is careless with your emotions and feelings, because you do bring in a karma from a past life of hurting one of your husbands or wives or one of your former lovers by your actions being a little inconsistent, not worrying about how your behavior would affect someone else. And so we see sometimes that you fall in love with people that are careless about what they're doing. They just go off and do things spontaneously without realizing how it's affecting your concrete, consistent nature, how their spontaneity is almost bringing about an unpredictableness to the relationship that makes you feel insecure. And this goes back because you did it in the past. You were more concerned about what you wanted than the feelings of someone that you love. So if you have found out that you had attracted somebody like that, you don't necessarily have to stay with them. It's okay to be able to divorce. It's okay to be able to say this relationship is not fulfilling, as long as you're being honest about it and not just jumping to another relationship because it's easier. See, a lot of people with September 16th, because you are very consistent, dependable, hard worker, strong, great in finances, some of you in the September 16th, you can attract many partners. So if the relationship gets too hard, it's just easier for you to pick up somebody else because you have your choice. That's one of the good things about September 16th. There are many people that would love to marry you, that would love to date you. That's great because you got options. It's difficult because you got options. And if you got options, you may take the easier road of just saying, hey, I want to get a new husband, new wife, new boyfriend or girlfriend, instead of taking the time to work on what's wrong with your relationship. And usually what's wrong with it is you're not feeling like there's a sense of abandonment. You don't feel like your partner is giving back to you as much as you're giving to them. And this is going to require open communication and being able to share your feelings and work with it. Now, with all that being said, I have seen that people that are born on the 16th of any month do also bring the what I call power struggles in relationships. Usually the 16th of the month is a very strong-willed person, and they usually attract other strong-will. And what happens when you got two powerful people? Sometimes they butt heads and there's fireworks, and that can be, okay in the beginning, but it's hard to sustain a marriage as everybody's got a headache because they're always pounding heads. They're always battling the will, the battle of the wills, or battle of the sexes, and battle of the roles that we're playing in the marriage. And so you really are having to learn to surrender September 16th, to surrender to spirituality for the sake of the marriage, for the sake of your dating life. If you're not married and you're born on the 16th of any month, I always tell people, make sure you marry someone that you can do spiritual things together, whether it's yoga, walking in the nature, charity. Because if you're just marrying someone because the sex is good, if you're born on the 16th, it's going to blow up in your face. If you're just marrying somebody because you think they're financially sound, it's going to blow up in your face. Everyone, no matter what the month, on the 16th of a month, is going to have to pursue spiritual outlets in their marriage. So definitely work on the spirituality. When you're starting to get frustrated and angry and feel like, I want it my way, you want it your way, who knows best? That's probably the time to take meditate, slow down, say a couple prayers, go to church, a synagogue, the mosque, whatever your faith is. But it's time to realize that trying to control your partner because you think you're right is a recipe for disaster if you're trying to stay in a long-term relationship. So definitely you need to practice spirituality if you're born on September 16th to have success in the relationship. If you're having marriage trouble now, I suggest you find a way to get a spiritual outlet that the both of you can do together, whether that's listening to music, as I said, take nature walks, as I said, joining some particular faith, but bringing in spirit, bringing in God, bringing in the universe into your relationship, making spirit a part of your relationship is going to be the best thing you can do for sustaining long-term success. So let's recap the love karma of September 16th. The love karma is good. You have what it takes to stay in a long-term relationship. Some of you do get a divorce because of a past life, being careless and doing what you wanted to do instead of worrying about the feelings of somebody else. You'll know if that's going on right now because the person you're with is treating you the same way. Their actions are very careless with you. And so if that's the case, you might want to go ahead and see, do we need to separate, or do we need to be able to address my feeling insecure because of your carelessness? That might be a situation you have to look into. But outside of that, you don't have to live with that bad karma forever. You don't have to live forever. At some point, that's paid off. So really, and not all of you have to pay that. So really what you want to focus on is being more flexible in love. Because of your stubbornness, we can have strong will fighting matches because of our stubbornness. Listen, we don't need to always be in control. We don't need to always be right. The relationship is more important than my ego. I may think I know what's best, but really sometimes we got to put our pride aside and just do not what's best for me or best for them, but what's best for the relationship. So learn to be more flexible, learning to be more open-minded. Not everything has to be your way, or not everything is exactly always how you think it is. There could be another perspective to the argument, another perspective to the way of doing things. That is it. That's the main thing, being more flexible in your communication, more flexible in your approach to being together as a couple. And if you work on that, putting yourself in someone else's shoes and not being so strong-willed and be more flexible in your arguments, more flexible in your decision making, it will help you not to break the relationship up so easily or break up. It'll help you be able to sustain long term. Another thing is sometimes you will have to break up, but you have to ask yourself, do I really need to break up? Or am I just taking the easy way out and finding somebody else right away that I'm excited about, that looks like it's going to be fun and exciting, instead of doing the hard work of being honest about my feelings with my partner? So breakups do happen. I'm not against breakups, but I am mindful that breaking up without doing the hard work first, opening up our feelings, trying to be more flexible, trying to bring a spiritual approach to being a couple. If you haven't done all that, then all you're going to do is recycle the same problem with a new person. You'll be excited for a while, it'll be fun for a while, but then those same problems of not feeling like someone is loving you enough, feeling like maybe people are taking advantage of you, these things are going to come back up until you deal with your own needs of loving yourself, approving of yourself, deal with your own needs of needing affection by being more vulnerable, asking for help when you need it, not worrying about your pride or worrying about I want to look right. Stop with all the I'm right and I know best, and just be more open-hearted, more vulnerable. When we're open is when we can connect with another. Now, yes, you think being strong means that's what attracted people to you. Yes, we're proud of your work ethic. We're proud of your commitment. We're proud of all the things you are as a solid human being. But you need to be open. Open in your communication, open in your thinking process, open in the way of doing things, at least in your relationship. And you'll see that it will bring more intimacy than necessarily being right. Hey, this is Jeremy Ryden. This is an intro to the love karma of being born on September 16th. If you'd like to get more accurate, this is just a general, but we can get even more accurate about your specific love karma by your year and where you were born, go to thebirthdaycoach.com, and get your live phone call with me. I do coaching calls all over the world with people on the phone, half an hour coaching call at a time, and we can look at your love life, career. Maybe you got some kind of decision that you need to make and you want to know, am I in alignment? Am I doing what I need to be doing at this time? I'm a full-time astrologer helping people to make the wisest and highest decisions for their good. Thebirthdaycoach.com. Schedule your call today.